Today we're in East Sussex. Place called Hastings. It's 945 years ago that William the Conqueror landed on these beaches. We're going to have a look round the old town, and then we're going to wander up the top of the cliffs and walk to a place called Fairlight and back round and see what we can see. It's mid-October. We don't know what to expect today because this is another new one on us. It's slightly windy, but we've got the sea just to the back of us. And we hope to be coming back across the top of them cliffs on our way back. We're parked in the car park just next to the old town. It's £3 all day. Hastings Old Town and the Stade. Historic fishing beach. You've got the toilets on the right hand side. We're just going to film round the old town at random before we start our walk. As you're walking along or in the car park, look to the cliffs at the back and you'll see caves. And if you go in the museum, you'll see whole families used to live in there with their animals and that as well. So it's well worth going into the museum just in front of these caves. Just a bit further on you'll see all these strange looking huts. Some of them are half boats. They've been chopped in half and they're used as storage, and we're just looking in one. We'll show you what the outside looks like in a minute. You can see there's old nets and floats and corks and all sorts that they need for fishing. And if you look, you can see like half a boat stood on end, and these are all like lockups for the fisherman's gear. And if we look to the left now, you can see the lean at all sorts of strange angles. There you've got a boat, or half a boat, called Half Sovereign Cottage. And then just to the right, as you can see, you've three more of the houses there. Tall, slim, but not exactly straight. And then just in front you have a giant anchor weighing a few tons. And that's the inside of Half Sovereign Cottage. Old chair, an anchor, couple of lobster pots and that, but they're just storage sheds. And there's a little plaque at the side saying it's the hull of the Golden Sovereign. It's been chopped in half obviously and made into a hut. It looks like a little old wooden fishing vessel. And then just in the middle of the sheds, or the lockups, whatever they are, we've got an old sort of a wooden fishing boat there called Grace Georgina Hastings, Porter Rye. And then just at the back, I think you've got the fish market where that lady's going in there, look. And there's fresh fish just outside in the old huts. Each boat's sort of selling its own fish, or some boats are. We're just wandering round the old harbour at random before we start our walk, just letting you see what's here. This looks like an old boat, RX134, that's been here a while. It's obviously not seaworthy, you can see by the holes in it, but it's all part of the heritage. And just between the sea and the old sheds runs a tiny little miniature railway. You've got all the seagulls there waiting for a few scraps. And there we are, some fish has only just come off boat this morning, and you can more or less buy it direct off the ship nearly, or off the boat. And we've another little hut here, number 23, and they're just at the side, they're just boning the fish and that. And if you look up above the old town, you'll see the cable car. We start our walk just opposite the old harbour. We walk up the side of Webb's. You've got the Neptune fish and chips on your left, Webb's on your right. We go straight forward. We're walking along All Saints Street. Yeah, on your right hand side you'll pass the Crown Inn. We're still walking up All Saints Street. On our right hand side we've got like some timber framed houses, so we take a quick shot of them. On our left hand side we pass the Cinque Port Arms. Keep heading forward. As we walk up we come to the Cloudesley Shovel. If you look, it's a strange shape, it's stuck out, and you know, it's all sorts of shapes really. Bent out, bent in, then twisted in again. Let's have a bit closer look. It was built in the 15th century, the reputed residence of your mother of Admiral Sir Cloudesley Shovel. Another timber framed house here called All Saints Cottage. We keep walking forward with All Saints Church on your right hand side. Walk about 100 yards past the church, and on your right hand side we'll pick up the path up the hill. We're going on the 1066 way towards Fairlight. I just walk to the top, turn left past the post box on your right, 50 feet, and then turn right uphill where you've got the one-way blue arrow, and just keep following that till we get back to you. Just keep heading up the road till you come to the T-junction. In front of you you'll see Barley Lane and the no through road sign. Keep heading on up through there and that'll take you onto the 1066 path. As we walk along Barley Lane we look down to our left hand side and we see some fish ponds, seem surrounded by houses, but you know, we've got a couple of people fishing here. As we walk up Barley Lane on our right hand side we'll see the car park for Hastings Country Park Nature Reserve. But we keep going up the road. Just keep going past the holiday park on your left and the caravan park on your right, and then it comes to like a really old tarmac track where that bloke's going. Look, we just keep following it down there. You're walking with a taxi drive today. We just keep heading on up the tarmac track and you'll come to like a T-junction on a bend, and then you just head straight forward through the gate. The signpost says Fire Hills 1 mile. As we walk through the gate we've left the tarmac track and we're going through the tiny bit of wood on the edge of the field now. We just keep heading forward. As you're going along the hedges are coming in at both sides and it's like a bit of a tunnel effect as we walk through. As we walk along we look to the right, the sun's starting to come out now and shining on the sea. We've come out into open countryside now, about 5 minutes through the bit of a wood. We're not far from the viewpoint where we're going to have a break and then turn round and head back towards Hastings. But we think we'll just take a little shot here and have a look at these sheep feeding. It's a nice open view and you can see the sea in the background as well. Just through that little V there, look. And there looks like a radar or something on top. We just keep heading on our path. And as we do, we come across these longhorns or Highland Reds or wherever they are. We're still heading towards Firehills. We're at Warren Glen. We just keep heading forward. As we walk along, we look to our right hand side, and just above the sea you can see a Kestral here by the look of it. Just a slight touch of breeze on, but he's looking straight at me now. Straight at me. Yeah, he's still sat there, look at that. Just there. We've got some people walking towards it now, so we know it's going to fly. And a dog. He's gone. There he is, look. There he is, look, there he is. Oh well. I think they were oblivious, they didn't even know it were there. Oh well, that'll do. So we're just heading up towards the mast now that I told you about earlier on. We keep walking, about another 300 yards with the radar station on our right. Get to the end of the road and spot just above the sea a couple of seats. We decide to make that where our break there with a good view. We're just in front of the cottages. When we go up onto the top, we see there's 4 or 5 seats positioned in different places for different views. And this is looking to the left before we turn round and walk across the front of the radar station and head back towards Hastings. So we turn round now, walk across the front of the radar station, and we're heading back across the cliff tops. And here's a nice lady that we've been talking to on our walks, and we just thought we'd put her on there with little dog there messing about, look.
I hope you've got me in profile.
Yes, we have, look at that. And it's been a pleasure talking to her, and we're still nattering to her. She's just given us a few ideas what to look at and where to go.
Do come and visit Hastings and Fairlight. I think you'll really appreciate it. Have excellent tea rooms just east of here, so come along and see us. Bye.
She's telling us to go to the excellent tea rooms just to the east. If you stand in front of the radar station, you see a high path and a low path. We're going to take the low path down towards the sea. And as we go down the path, you've got your seat in front of you. That's a great spot if you want a picnic as well. And there's a sign saying Hastings 3 1/4 miles. So we've got to press on, it's 20 to 4. As we're going downhill, on our right hand side we see the gorse, and it's in full flower. Whether it's because of the late heat wave we've had, I don't know, but to say it's mid-October, that's a fantastic shot, is that? We're steadily walking down, and we've got to go up the other side, yeah? We just get down to the bottom and then cross over a little stream and start going up the other side. It's going to be a fair old climb because it's been a fair way down. Whenever we're walking up and down a hill, we always make an effort to look behind, and especially when you've got such a dramatic coastline as this. We're getting up to the other side now, and for the last couple 100 feet, it looks like they've put some steps in, but it's a pretty steep climb. We'll keep going. All of a sudden we see a green woodpecker fly up, and just as we've come out of the woods, he's about 50, maybe 100 yards behind us. Can you see him there on the fence? Oh, this is fantastic. See if I can get a bit closer. That's it, I'm at end of my range now. And we've just come out of the woods into the open ground. put a green, he's off, he's gone. We'll just take the zoom off. We've just come out of them woods there, and we're walking along this trail. And on our left hand side's the sea. We put a green woodpecker up. We're lucky enough to turn round and film him sat on a post, and it's short grassy and the green woodpeckers feed on ants. What a great day. Let's keep going. We make our way to the top, see the green woodpecker, walk about 300 feet, and we're going down again. So back up the other side again. We're slowly making our way down on the path on the right, and if you look at the path on the left, we'll go up the other side, and we can hear woodpeckers or jays or magpies screeching. There seems to be a lot in this area. We hope we see another woodpecker. You don't see many of them. We're steadily making our way across the top. We can see a caravan park in the distance. We're having a bit of problem with the sunshine, but we're going down again and back up the other side. And we're about a mile away now from Hastings. We're just looking over the edge now. We've got to turn slightly right and then back up. The path's down at the bottom somewhere. We're just walking down the path to go up the other side, and we see a bloke playing the didgeridoo, and we ask him if he'll play a bit for us, and he has. And we'd like to say thanks to him.
Is that video as well?
Well, we've just seen a man in the middle of nowhere playing a didgeridoo, and we asked him if we could take a picture, and he didn't mind. So we've still got to go down now and back up the other side. I must admit it's fantastic countryside, but 3 up and downs straight on the bats. We know we've done it. We're running out of time now. It's nearly 5 o'clock, so we've got to press on. And as we start going up the other side, we look back and he's still playing the didgeridoo there, look. We turn round for one last look and he's still there. And there's the dramatic cliff edge on your right. Well, we'll keep going because it's 5:10 now. We've got to get back. We make our way back to the beacon, just above Hastings town. You can imagine the English defenders sat here day after day waiting for the Norman invasion, and it never come in. And then suddenly just seen a mass of ships on the horizon. As soon as they saw that, they'd have to light the flames to get the message through to York as quick as they can, beacon to beacon, all up the length of England, to get the message to Harold that the Normans had attacked. William landed 696 ships, unopposed, just down the coast at Pevensey. King Harold II, who had waiting for a Norman invasion, had rushed his army northwards to attack an invading Norwegian Viking army under King Harold Hardrada and Tostig Godwinson, Harold's half-brother. He annihilated the invaders at the Battle of Stamford Bridge near York. Upon hearing that the Duke's forces had landed, he hurried southwards. His brother, Earl Guthrie, urged a delay while more men could be assembled. But Harold was determined to show his people that he could defend his new kingdom against every invader. He departed London off the morning of the 12th of October, gathering what forces he could along the way. After camping at Long Bennington, he arrived at Senlac Hill on the 13th of October. On the 14th of October, 1066, he squared up to the Normans. Well, this has been a first for us. We've enjoyed every minute of it. Coming down from York, just near Stamford Bridge, we thought we'd like to go down this week. It's the 14th on Friday, to see what it's like now, 945 years later. Here we are, looking back over the town as it is today, as opposed to when William the Conqueror landed. We've had a good walk today. It's one we've never done before, but we've met one or two interesting people, I must admit. I hope you've enjoyed our walk. You've been walking with a taxi driver today.